One thing I love about my little tripod is that I can bring it anywhere. I was gonna do the video of the last few days in New York, and then I just realized it's just so many. So probably is gonna end up being a really big one. Didn't decide to do that. I'm just gonna do my laundry. I'm folding right now. But I'm gonna talk and go. I don't even know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about something that I was speaking to my mom while I was waiting for the plane on Friday night. My flight got delayed like so many times. I was supposed to leave Friday and get back to LA in the morning, so it ended up being Saturday night and then getting back to LA in Sunday morning. So my mom, we talk a lot about our dreams. We talk so much about what the meaning of them are and why do we see some specific people and what is the meaning behind it. So like I was trying to tell her, I don't think anymore that the person that I'm seeing in my dream, the dream is about the person necessarily. Hold on, let me close the door. It's Sunday and I really want to go see the sunset, but it doesn't look really sunset-y. It looks cloudy. And this area, there's always police, there's always ambulances, there's always so much noise. I think I want to move to an area like here in LA. It's called Mount Washington. Mount Washington is like East Hollywood, Beverly. It's like it's going towards Glendale and Burbank. But I like it because, you know, I was told that it was very quiet, so I'm gonna start scouting for a new place. So I was telling my mom, these dreams that we're having with these people, they're not of the person. It's like the spirit of what that situation is what we're having the dream about. So hold on, let me turn more lights on. It's so dark. So she was saying how she had this particular gentleman in her dream that he said he's like I'm ready, I'm getting ready, God has prepared me for you. And she was like, help me decipher the dream, Karina. I was thinking, Mom, you know what? I think what I really truly feel is that yes, God is telling you your husband is being taken care of right now, and he's working, getting better. But perhaps it's not the face of the person in the dream, but perhaps it's the spirit of your husband is speaking to you today and age. So she's like, what should I do? What should I do? I was like, well, you're in your season of preparation. So while he's preparing, you're preparing too. And I'm gonna tie this in because this is a whole little message that I kind of realized it today. And it makes me want to cry. See? Yes. Okay, hold on. Get it together. So I was telling my mom, when you're preparing for your husband, you cannot like act like you're still single. Because he's there somewhere, he's doing his thing. You have to already walk as a wife. Like, you have to say no to the things that you would usually say yes to if you were single, because you know deep down it would hurt your husband. Your husband's already bound to you by arriving in your dreams spiritually. That is the connection. That is the tangible evidence. The face of the person in the dream doesn't necessarily have to be the face of the person that God is trying to tell you you're going to marry. What that spirit is telling you is what you're going to marry. Somebody who is getting ready mentally and emotionally. Okay, so I was like, I was telling her this because I was thinking about me. I was thinking about my walk. I've had 0 dates since my last relationship that I broke up with in 2022, in April of 2022. And even the guy, like the rebound, like we never actually went on dates. Like it was just like, he never took me out on a date. We just, did things. And it wasn't official. The dates that I've had were with my ex-boyfriend. And I had 0 dates. And I was telling my mom, I was like, Mom, don't hang out with guy friends. Don't go to bars, places that that your husband today and age would feel very uncomfortable of you going. If you feel in your heart that your husband would be okay with you going to this place, okay, that's different. But if you know that this is something that your husband in this moment would not be okay with, then don't do it, because that is you preparing. That is you showing appreciation to the relationship it's already being created by God. And you're showing God that appreciation. I was talking to my dad this week. When I went to New York, and we were talking about like women who use men. And my response was very strong. I said, that is the ugliest thing that a woman can do in this earth, is not love a man emotionally and use him financially. It's, unfortunately to me, it just feels like the ugliest thing that a woman could do. And so I asked him, what do you think is the way for us women to show appreciation to you, so we appreciate you? And he said to pray for us. He said to pray for the husbands, the men. To pray for the husband. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing, right? So I told that to my mom. I was like, Mom, that's the way to show our husband the appreciation, is to pray for him while he's getting prepared for our union together, to pray for his success, to pray that he's meeting the right people that will help bring his career further, that he's bringing in wealth, bringing in funds to build your life, because that's part of the anointing God has for husbands and preparing them for their wives. So don't get ready when you meet the guy. You get ready now, so that when you come together, it's just as powerful, if not as powerful as the conviction you had in your heart when you had that dream. So that type of prayer that we have for our husband, of God, please protect him. God, please help him succeed. Help him do financially well, make great decisions, sound decisions, patient decisions. All of those prayers are helping us become the best version of ourselves for our husband in our season of preparation, is what I was telling my mom. And on my flight back today, I felt it. I felt the enemy, because I know my husband's out there. I know he's getting ready, and I'm getting ready myself. But the enemy's also like, I don't want them to meet. He doesn't want us to meet. He doesn't want us to meet. So he's sending like counterfeits, meaning people that come in with charisma or come in very, very good looking, and it's easy to get swayed. So swayed. I mean, I was in New York with my dad, and we were like, because we have, he has a long lost son. My brother is just somewhere. We're trying to look for him, trying to locate him. I was like thinking of all the things I could think of, because we were right there close to where he lived. And I was thinking, why don't I get like on one of those apps that locate people? What if I like cross paths with him? Not to like in a weird, gross way to match with my brother. No. What I'm saying is like, what if I could just locate him? Because we can't find him on Facebook anywhere. So I downloaded Hinge just to you see how manipulative the enemy is? He's like, oh, okay, she's gonna. So guess what I did on the airport ride home? I was like, I'll just finish the profile. First guy I matched with, closed the app, deleted myself off the thing. And then my bio or whatever, I put a thought that I was feeling while I was walking through New York, which was, sometimes I feel like people are staring at me because they want to rob me. But then I realized, oh, it's because they think I'm pretty. And then like, that was my little bio. And so he reached out and he was like, yes, you are pretty. And I was telling him, I was like, you're so beautiful. Just two beautiful people trying to come together. As soon as I was like kind of orbiting him, looking into like his profile and all this stuff, I immediately, it was just like something inside of me was just like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm betraying my husband. It's the weirdest feeling. That's why I was in tears, because I feel like I'm betraying my husband. And guess what? On my plane ride home I had to stop in Colorado. So in Colorado, I was in the window seat, and then there was this girl right next to me in the middle, and then there was this guy on the far end, and he was cute, and I liked his accent. I think his accent was cute. So I heard him talking to his mom, and I kind of heard him venting about like our flights being delayed and stuff. So on our way out of the plane, there's this like walkway that you go through. So I just tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, hey, where are you coming from? It's kind of, honestly, I was kind of proud of myself because I haven't been the initiator, kind of, sort of, in that type of dynamic, but it worked. We ended up exchanging numbers, and again, I feel like I'm betraying my husband. I cannot explain this. When something in your head switches and you live in love, meaning you walk your world, your daily, waking up, breathing, like you're in love, and it's God's love. You feel so happy. You're just like enjoying life because you know it's there. You know that your walk with God is so strong, and He's waiting for you on the other end. God is, preparing your husband. He's waiting for you on the other end. The crazy thing is, I've seen people pray for their like kingdom spouse and meet them. Also, they, by meeting them, knew that because they were following God's path, they wanted everything to be of God and not just like of our carnal desires. So those types of kingdom spouses that I've seen on like testimonies that I've read on or heard of on YouTube, they always say, or they have been saying, that they took the time to separate, to pray and make sure that it was in alignment with God first, and focus on tasks given to them by God, because God definitely wants to make sure that like you're doing kind things because of the kindness of your heart, and not because of the euphoria that you're feeling in the newness of an encounter. Of course, it's when you, okay, that feeling, it's indescribable. It's like, the person your whole life. It's really weird. It's beautiful. It's not weird. It's beautiful. So it's very powerful, very, very powerful, and it could consume you, and it could make you crash and burn. So as Christians, as Christ followers, God followers, you ask for discernment first, and you ask for God's blessing first to make sure that that is the person for you, and that to go ahead and proceed. But that could look different for everybody. For somebody it could be a few months, for somebody else it could be a couple years, you know. So it could be 9 months, the time it takes to carry a baby, you know. But in that time, you're just like, I'm just making sure that even though I have this strong feelings for this person, that it's God that's still number one in my heart. Number one, number two, number three. And then, because that God is your mission, God is your purpose, God is the service that you give to others, the things that like your passion projects, that's God working through you. You have hands, you have feet, you have eyes, you have a mouth to speak, hear, you know, that is your vessel, is your mission with God. That's God first, second, third. Then it's your spouse. Second is your spouse. Your spouse is number two. And then your children. And then the rest of your family. So by you taking care of your relationship with God, number one, as priority, you're automatically taking care of yourself by loving yourself, because you're in the mindset of this is for a greater purpose, and you're doing good things out of the kindness of your heart from an authentic, genuinely pure way. Not because it's going to make you look good to the person that you're potentially trying to impress. So that space, that separation, although painful, is so necessary. Yeah, and I love those testimonies, because one of the testimonies was, what was really interesting was he was a ex-drug addict, very simple man, you know, had loads of sex, loads of drugs, and he ended up giving his life to God and going to speak about it at convents. And there was this girl that was a part of the convent that wasn't a nun, she was just a helper. She fell in love with him. She felt like she was completely like enamored, right? Although she had to pray about it as well. So she was like, how can I find him? You know, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, what can I do? Anyways, if I can find it, I will let you know. They didn't re-encounter a second time. They recounted a third time before initiating contact with each other, and they didn't call. The nun was kind of guiding her, telling her, giving her advice. She says, write letters to each other, 1 letter a month, right? And it was to give them time and space to really digest emotions and feelings. And now they have like 5 beautiful children. They got right to it. Like they're just very strong. But from the time that I think they met to the time that things started happening was like 2 years. So you see, and it happened to where it would happen coincidentally in a different country. They ran into each other. So that's another thing. Miracles happen all the time. Another miracle, the other story that I read was this gentleman, him and his lady felt like they were kingdom spouses, but they decided to, you know, he wanted to continue doing humanitarian work, and she was living with her parents. So he decided, you know what, I'm gonna focus on some humanitarian work. Like, this is actually the calling that I know God has for me, and I'm gonna take that time to meditate on this. And if I'm still feeling this way for her, then that's when he decided to take action, which he did. He couldn't stop thinking about her. He ended up, after 2 years, after wrapping up that season of giving and sacrificing himself to help others, he decided, I'm going to go and just look for her in the state that she lives in. I don't remember the state, but he had a friend that he was working with him doing the humanitarian work that happened to be going to that same state. So this is where the idiosyncrasies come in. So he ended up going, and they ended up having dinner or lunch somewhere, and one of their waiter ended up being the brother of the woman that he was gonna go ask for her hand in marriage. He was on his way to ask for her hand in marriage. And the fact that ended up at the brothers restaurant. It's just crazy to me because it's like a state. I wish I could remember which state it was. I think it was Ohio. Ohio's pretty big. Was it Ohio? No, was it Ohio? Was it? No, it was. Was it Chicago? Chicago's a pretty big state. Ohio's a pretty big state, right? So it's just, you know, crazy miracle things, you know. And I think about miracles all the time. Like, my dad in Colombia lives thousands of miles away. The odds of running into somebody I know are pretty slim. Well, this was another aha moment. I actually ran into a high school acquaintance of mine. Yes. So I was at the coffee table with my dad in front of our house. It's like a bakery. We were sitting there with my sister. And then on the corner of the street, there's like these corn cake makers. They have like the grill, they're making corn cakes. And then from around that corner, I see a gentleman walk closer to us towards the bakery, but he was gonna walk right in front of us, walk straight by. He didn't recognize me. And I was like, let's just call him David. It's like, David. And he was like, Karina? I was like, yeah. He was like, whoa, what? We ran into each other in a whole different country. So I think about miracles all the time. I'm like, wait. So you're telling me that no matter what the enemy tries to do, as long as you are firm in your belief, in your purpose, and you're, you know, jumping with a leap of faith to God, because that's, you know, that is your love, that your true love is walking in that faith. So as soon as that happened, I knew, I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do anything. Like, God can literally do the thing where it's like you running into the person. You don't even have to do anything. But do I have to do something internally? Of course, that's the work that I'm doing. And then the logistics of you meeting that person has nothing to do with, oh, I need to get their phone number, I need to text them, I need to call them, find the all the things. No, God is, he's a miracle worker. I ran into a high school friend in my country of birth, Cali, Colombia, in my city, the same street where I grew up. Just blows my mind. I went to high school in Orlando, Florida. I went to Dr. Phillips High School. That the fact that I ran into him, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy to me. So anyway, so that's why I always say God is a miracle worker. So you have no worries about how he's gonna do the thing. He will do the thing. So yeah. And that's why I get so emotional about it sometimes, because I've had dreams so there's this guy in my dream, and his his family was obvious, like they were like, my family and his family were like okay, yeah, they were preparing the both of us. I was getting a pep talk from my mom, then I was getting a pep talk. I was talking to my dad, and then he was getting pep talks from his family members, and it was the most beautiful kiss I've ever experienced in my entire life. Because the kiss wasn't just like a passionate kiss. Like, I've had passionate kisses in my dreams before. No, this one was like, I'm at peace. Like, this is the dreams that I've had with boyfriends in the past have been very chaotic. I'm not gonna lie. I always like, there's like a red flag. I'm like running the other way in my dream. I'm like trying to escape this human with like no morals and values, you know. But when I'm in a state of peace and I can recall in the morning of how that feeling of peace felt, then I'm like, ooh, write that one down. I wrote it down. So I know my husband, he's out there, and yeah, I just don't even feel like entertaining the number of this guy that I got, because I thought, I was like, no, this is the advice I gave to my mom. I literally just said this to her like the other night, 2 nights ago. Why am I gonna go and do the thing that I told her not to do? You know, so I have to like, whoa, step back a little bit. Like, think, like, wait, be patient. Like, for women who especially have passion projects that involve humanitarian work, this is utterly important. When you have a boyfriend or significant other who is not in God's path, it could actually be to both of your detriments, because not only are you like, might be emptying each other's cup of love, but there's no replenishment being put back in. And when you're with somebody who has God in his heart first, when you are doing humanitarian things and he's not with you, he's not on your phone, hey, where are you? Oh, you're going to Colombia. Oh, you're gonna cheat on me. Or like, you know, you're with your family. Oh, where are you? Like, when are you coming back? Like, all these things, that is the disturbance that you feel, that anxiety that you feel, is that you have no faith in that person. So therefore you have no love, right? So when you have that unshakable knowingness in your heart that this is your person, this is the person that God specifically tailored you to him, and vice versa, tailored him for you as a woman, you are going to be able to move mountains, my ladies, mountains, because you have a man who trusts in you. And when he trusts in you, you have the ability to give back lovingly, caringly, not with anxiety. Oh, he thinks I'm cheating on him. Oh my gosh, hold on, let me put my life aside and go cater to him, and then deprioritize, you know, visiting your mom, deprioritize visiting your dad, deprioritize talking on the phone with your little sister, because you're attending to this person who ultimately, it's not that they have like the worst of intentions, but they're also just blinded and they don't know what they're doing. And if you're not knowing what you're doing, and both of you don't know what you're doing, that's where the chaos is. So that's one of the biggest lessons I learned, was prioritizing the people in my direct connection right now, who I care about the most, and the opinion I care about the most is my mom, my dad, and my little sister. And of course God first. My husband is not, technically we're not married yet. We have not entered an official courting like courting session. No, not courting session. Yeah, courting phase, right? We haven't entered that yet. So we gotta walk in realness. We gotta walk in reality. Right now, my priority is God, my mom, my dad, and my little sister. So if a guy is like, oh, drop your whole life, drop whatever it is you got going on, and come with me, I'm like, wait. Are you my kingdom spouse though? Are you walking into this with intention? Because the minute that you decide that you want to interact with me, it's because you're ready to have children. And if you're ready to have children, you're ready to create the kingdom of God together. And that's a holy matrimony. So that's definitely a powerful message that I'm struggling. I think I'm struggling to put into words, vocalizing these deeper components of the importance of being a woman that walks in her purpose. Doesn't necessarily have to be a martyr. You don't have to die, but definitely sacrifice. Learning the muscle of sacrifice is such a beautiful, powerful thing. Yeah. So that's that. And getting stopped using the word I really just need like a speech coach. Or maybe I just need to write more. Yeah, I think I just need to write more. Dios los bendiga. God bless everybody. I'm so glad to be back. LA feels like home. I was so excited to head back home and see where my next home is gonna be. I'm looking. we'll see. Maybe I should do a fast, like a dry fast, maybe like a 14-hour dry fast. Maybe I'll bump it up to 24 hours. I don't know. I don't know. No promises yet. We don't promise in vain, because you have to be mentally and emotionally prepared for that. You don't just set promises and not complete them. That'll bite you in the butt. Okay. Everybody have a beautiful Sunday, and God bless you. Hasta next week. Ooh. Just wanted to see the lighting over here. Oh my gosh, that guy, he said, I was like, oh, how old are you? I was like, wait, don't tell me. I was like, he looked like he was 28, but I had a feeling. I'm like, these guys nowadays, they're so young. They look so much older. I was like, you're 24 probably. He goes, close, I'm 25. I was like, oh, I was like, how old do you think I am? He goes, 24. I was like, no. So it's funny. He was like, oh, it's okay. It's only because he turns 26 in October. So he's like, it's only 5-year difference. But honestly, 5-year difference is not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And especially like, if I look a little young and the guy looks a little older, then we Gucci, we good. Anyways, okay, now I officially go now because I'm like blushing. One more thing. I'm just getting ready right now. I'm gonna go to the supermarket. That guy texted me, asked me what I was doing. Honestly, I get cold feet like this. Also, the reason is just like, if it doesn't sit well with me, if there's an inkling of a doubt that nah, this person isn't for me, I do not entertain. I delete and I block. I block and I delete. I'm going to the supermarket. I need bread. I need, what else do I need? I need eggs. I need to re-up on some sweetener. I got loads of coffee, all the kinds, whichever kind you want, and I'll make it. I used to work at Starbucks. I also can cook Colombian food. Might not cook Colombian food tonight, but I'm starving. And these supermarkets in LA are like, the majority of them are like Hispanic, Latino supermarkets, which I love because they have like these little like delis with like pre-made like Latin food, and I love it. Oh my gosh, my hair looks so healthy. I'm so happy. Yeah, but this is how we go dressed to the supermarket. in LA. Life is good. Life is so good. God is so good. I am so blessed. Blessed beyond belief. So I think I should add something, because I just remembered. I did go on one date. I went on one date, and you're never gonna believe who. So one time my ex and I were fighting at this bar. I had a dream that this one girl at his job, like, he was cheating on me with her. Anyways, it ended up happening in real life that they were hooking up with each other, and I got a little too tipsy, too drunk, and I started confronting them, and it just got really ugly really fast. And the guy that I went on a date with was actually the guy that had helped me when I was fighting with my ex in the parking lot. And my ex called him Captain Savo. You can fill in the rest. But it didn't, listen, when I tell you, when I get like an inkling that it's not the person for me, like, my drop game is so fast. Yeah, because I hate, like, I don't hate, this hate is strong. I strongly dislike wasting my time knowing that I'm going to waste their time, because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. If I don't feel it, it's not going to happen. But I wanted to come and say that because that's important. Like,
being honest is so important. And if like I wasn't honest somewhere, like I need to correct it. You know what I mean?